3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about doing arms, not necessarily showing the routine because I pretty much finished. And what I did was I'm using the uprights that I told you about the last time, and I'm using that flat bench to go along with it, and they pretty much work great together. Now what I'm doing now is pretty much all basic exercises because I'm lifting basic weights. And I did close grip bench presses. Again, I pyramided up, pyramided back down. Dumbbells, same thing. Seated hammer curls, strict form, pyramided up. Then I'm gonna pyramid back down because I just made it up to the 40s from the 15s, 25s, 40s. Actually, I won't be pyramiding back down because I actually did 2 sets at each weight like I normally do because of the limited weights. Now, what I want to talk about is I was looking at a video, what his name is, Mike Rashid, and found out that he had a bicep tear where he had to have surgery. And there's always a risk of overdoing it, whether a person is enhanced or not, because I've seen natural people tear a bicep, do the same thing, and that's basically pushing the body beyond its limits. And you'll get a lot of people that would do that, and you'll notice I always advocate 10 to 12 reps, no more than 10 sets, especially if you are natural. If you're a natural person, you want to stay within that realm to minimize the chance of you damaging your body. I personally have never damaged anything because, again, like I told you before, I always pyramid up in weight. And then I'll pyramid back down. And then when I'm working out, I always want to have control of the weight, even at that last set where I might have to stress out on the last 2, but still real close to good form. You might lose a little form in there because of the weight is getting so heavy and the muscles have gotten tired. I might do that on the last couple if I can help it. But if I get too far out of whack, I'll naturally just lower the weight, because again, it's not the weight, it's the time and the tension that you're looking for, the blood flow, the pump. That's what you're looking for when you're natural. And then at the same time, when you're natural, you can't miss workouts. You have to be consistent with your workouts in order to get growth. At the same time, you don't want to eat all those meals that those enhanced people do, 7 or 8 meals a day. That right there is going to do nothing but get you fat, especially if you're not doing enough cardio. And the more cardio you do, the more you're going to burn fat, you're going to burn off, the more weight you're going to burn off, and you're going to end up losing your size from too much cardio. So when you're trying to get size, too much cardio can also keep you at not being able to gain weight also. So it's a balancing act that you have to do when you're natural. It's a balancing act that you have to do, and you got to be consistent. And 10 to 12 reps, no more than 10 sets per body part. And you want to try to keep all your workouts smooth. And as long as you're being consistent, working out on a regular basis, and you'll notice that most of the time I work out one body part a day, because it allows you, if you want to do a variety of exercises. Now, because of limited resources of working out, that I'm using, because like I said, I have preacher curl machines, treadmills, bikes, all that kind of stuff in my actual home gym. But I'm working out with minimum stuff, showing that it can be done and you can maintain your size, being natural, no matter what the outcome is. Because one thing about being natural is that I know that truck is going to be real loud right now. Hold on. I think now that's a tractor, I think. Yeah, that's some tractors passing by. But anyway, one thing about being natural is it's hard for you to lose what you got easily. Even if you're not training, you're going to pretty much maintain what you got for a longer period of time, so you don't have to worry about really shrinking. Again, you'll lose strength, but not necessarily size. And the last thing I did was out here was squats on the upright, the bars back here. I did the squats, and I can tell you for the last 3 days, it was rough because I'm talking about complete quad soreness. I mean, and right now my quads are still sore from that last workout that I did. Again, with minimum weights. When you use those minimum weights, you're going to get deeper and deeper into the muscle fibers. A lot better than you would if you were using the heavier weights. Those moderate weights is going to get deep into that muscle fiber like you would want it to really hone in on that muscle, to give you the time under tension, especially if you can keep the 10 to 12 rep range. It's going to work 100%. But one thing I do notice about doing squats, I get complete quad soreness, glute soreness, but I always lack the hamstring soreness from the squat. My hamstrings just don't get sore from it. So what I would end up doing is stiff leg deadlifts or something like that. Again, we working with basic exercises. So I done did the arms. Like I said, close grip bench presses, control, arms tucked into the side, pushing straight out, blowing out, blowing out like that, keeping everything smooth. And I did close grip benches up to 185, and that's what you want to do. You want to do it with weight that you can handle all the way up the rep range, and then I'll pyramid back down, to really practice on that form. Even though, like, again, it's using lighter weights, you want to keep that form. You want to concentrate on practicing that form at all times, so that once you are able to go heavier and heavier in weights, you will have programmed yourself to maintain that form. And that's the whole point about it. But anyway, I kind of got off on the Mike Rashid thing, but again, he tore the bicep, and that comes from the type of training that those guys do, because they really push themselves beyond the body's capabilities, and you're not going to get any more from that but a torn bicep or pec or whatever. You're going to tear something up, pushing yourself that far away from the body's capabilities, because the body does have a limit. And the ones that end up tearing something, they find out that their body have a limit. No matter what you are, enhanced, natural, or whatever, you always stand the probability of tearing something. So you don't want to overdo. You want to stay within that realm. No matter what's going on in your head, you want to stay within that realm of safety, because you want to make gains. You don't want to set yourself back. And that right there is what will end up happening when you go beyond the body's capability. And this guy right here is in his 40s. So one thing about it is that once you climb up to the big 4-0, you'll find out that you don't heal as fast as you did when you were younger. That's just the way it is. So You know, as you get older, you can't afford to be, you know, tearing things and stuff like that. Growth is going to be a little harder on you because you don't have that youthfulness behind you to keep pushing you forward. So you just have to know not to push yourself beyond the body's capability, because you're not going to get anything extra from it. You know, once you run out to your limit, that's going to be your limit, and you always want to stay within that safe zone so you can work out for the rest of your life and not necessarily, you know, destroy your body trying to become larger and larger. You know, I mean, if you're on steroids, that's going to happen. But one thing about being natural is you're going to peak. And once you peak, that's going to be it. The only thing you can do is shape and maintain. That's real life. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk to y'all about. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. And again, I'll be talking to you later.